Hey, Ron and Kimberly Olson here, and in this video we're going to actually talk about how to create spellbinding experiences and storytelling that really draws people in and keeps them connected to you and really builds like a following of people that are loyal and dedicated to you. Now, how do you do that? First of all, how do you create a spellbinding story? Well, let me just share with you an experience that actually really changed our lives and really taught us an example of how to create that spellbinding story in our lives, because it was a life-changing time for us. We were actually headed to a marketing event in Orlando, Florida, and we live in Arizona, so we drove through the night, or through the day rather, got to Houston, Texas, where my husband's sister was going to watch our kids for us while we went to the event. So we had driven pretty much all day and throughout most of the night just to get to Houston.
Yeah, it's 24 hours from here. So.
Then we had a quick dinner, got on the road again, and when we were on the road, about Louisiana, I think we just crossed into Louisiana, we checked our email. We actually had pulled over. We were going to stay for the night at a rest stop and get a couple hours of shut-eye before we hit the road again to make it to the event. And so stopped there, checked our email real quick, and there was this email in our box that just grabbed our attention. And this was the email, the exact email that really grabbed our attention. It said, "Hey everybody, we're less than 24 hours away from our secret launch at the unnamed event in Orlando. If you're getting this email, then you're on the list, and we will rendezvous in front of the Laguna Bar outside the convention center doors. The Laguna is a waterfront outside bar right bordering the lake. At 4:45, exact time, I will be in front of the Laguna Bar with a list of names, and only those people will be taken in small groups to an undisclosed location where the powers that be would love to know what is really going on. But they're not on the list, and they're literally dying to find out about what we're about to give you. You don't want to miss it. People might not even believe you at first when you tell them that we're actually at the secret meeting right before this historical launch. They will ask you about this day. You mean to tell me that you were actually at that secret meeting? You've been waiting for this. Some have been praying for this. It's here. 4:45 p.m. in front of the Laguna. We'll see you there. Chris Rushlow, Senior Marketing Strategist, Prosperity Mastermind." That email empowered us to run inside the convenience store, grab a whole bunch of Monster energy drinks, 5-hour energies, and we timed it exactly. If we drove through the night, again, we're like in Louisiana, we drive through the night, we could make it to this secret meeting. I mean, how could we miss it? Years later, people are going to be saying, "You're at that secret meeting?" So we did. We drove through the night. We made it to the secret meeting 30 minutes before. Now, where we get there, we weren't even totally sure that our names were going to be on the list.
Yeah,
we had responded, but we hadn't got anything back, so we didn't know if our names were on the list or not. So we waited out there, and Chris showed up, and yeah, our names were on the list. And I will tell you that it's an amazing thing that when we show up at events for Empower Network, and they say, "You were at the secret event?" Yeah, we were at the secret event. Now, what did that do for us? Well, it's been, like we said, a life-changing experience being involved in Empower Network. Night and day difference from the kind of marketing that we were taught for years. We were droned the 5 to 10 year plan in our heads, but we've come to recognize and learn it doesn't take 5 to 10 years to be successful in this industry. It takes 5 to 10 months to be successful in this industry, 5 to 10 weeks for some. So this has just been such a significant change in our lives and such a dramatic thing that is what's compelling us to be able to create spellbinding stories. You need to pay attention to what's going on around you on a day-to-day basis. We've been on all kinds of trainings and things before, and did we always do what we were supposed to do?
Well, that's the one thing that typically most people don't do. You think about the different events that had to happen for that, for us to be able to attend that event. I mean, we were getting ready to pull off, to get some rest. We were tired, we were sleepy. I was laying in the back in the car, just trying to get some rest so I could continue to finish driving. I had been driving all night, and
so we did take turns.
Yeah,
we weren't completely reckless.
But I was just laying in the back, and I just checked my email, and I saw that email come through. I said, Kimberly, take a look at this email, and I showed it to her. And I was like, we got to be there.
We have to.
We have to be there because we've been following David Wood for quite a while, and so we knew we had to be at that event. And so
we were actually going to. That was one of the main reasons for even going to the event, was to meet David in person. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So from that, from being at that point, we've seen where Empower Network has grown from 30 people in that little room in Orlando, Florida, on October 22nd, to literally over 80,000 in the last 14, 15 months, with $20 million in commissions being paid out, to thousands and thousands of people all over the world.
We've literally been a part of history.
So I mean, in us, we've made thousands and thousands of dollars as well, just because we took action. We knew we did what was necessary to make it happen, and we made the sacrifice to get there. And so that's one of the really important things is to take action when you're asked to do something. Take action on it immediately. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate.
How many times do we go through a training and they give you that call to action, something to do at the end, and I'll get to it later. Or we even, we've bought courses in the past that we've never even opened. It's sitting in, a file somewhere on the computer, and we never did even go through it. So we didn't even get to call to action, let alone taking action. But that's so important, taking massive action, and just go out there and start creating stories. And the way to create stories is pay attention. I mean, think about if we had got a flat tire, we would have missed that meeting. Think about, if something had happened, heaven forbid, with one of our children or something, we wouldn't have made it to that meeting. Things had to line up. Things don't just happen by mistake or by chance. They happen for a reason. We were supposed to be at that meeting. But start thinking about the things that happen in your day-to-day life that lead you up to those life-changing experiences. Take note of them. Start taking note of them, and keep a journal, because these are the things, these experiences are what's going to create the kind of compelling video, the kind of compelling stories that are going to attract the leaders on your team. And if you're looking for more of this type of training, this type of information, you'll get a hold of us. We'd love to work with you. Subscribe to our channel. We'd love to work with you directly on our team, and